Good morning. Welcome to the online classes on IoT, Internet of Things. In this video, we will speak about the design principle of web, where we will be speaking about the message communication protocol for the connected devices, and we will also speak about some of the terminologies and the protocols that is being used in the IoT. First and foremost, we will speak about the message communication protocol for the connected devices. While coming to the device, whether it may be node, end, endpoint, or we can have the client or server, everyone is going to send or receive the message. They are going to send or receive the message. So here the specific protocols are required so that the communication is going to be formed very effectively. So there will be no problem in the communication between the two devices or two endpoints. Now while coming to here, the communication module will be consisting of protocol handler, message queue and the message cache. So while coming to the protocols, that is the protocol handler, its main function is during the transmission and the reception of the message. So it makes sure that the communication of the messages or the transmission of the messages or the reception of the messages is going to be taken place as per the communication protocols that is specified. Now while coming to the message queue, what is the need of the message queue? As I have already mentioned in the previous videos, when I want to send anything, maybe message or maybe file or anything, I cannot send the complete data at a time because of the constraints on the bandwidth. Then there is a traffic will be there in the bandwidth network there. So there are different issues will come into picture. If I send everything together only, then most of the packets will be lost there, or it is going to take lot of time for the communication between the sender and the receiver, right? So what we are going to have here, we are going to have the we are going to send the message by part. So if I have like 10 MB, that will be divided into 1 MB and those parts will be sent. Now let us come for what is the need of the message queue. Now while coming to the message queue, uh, it is a place where you can keep or where you can store the message. Okay, a message queue is a place, okay, where you can store the message before going for the sending the message to the destination. Because when I want to send them, there should be the other messages, that is other packets will be remaining, right? So it will be placed in the message queue and it is going to work in the normal queue format. So it will be working in the first come first served format there. Now next is message cache. So what is the use of the message cache? While coming to the message cache, it is going to have the incoming messages until the saved into the module. Okay, until it is saved into the module, you are going to have you can save the message there. Okay, so what do you mean by protocol handler? Protocol handler will make sure that transmission and the reception of the messages will be taking place based on the communication protocols that has been specified. What about message queue? Message queue makes sure that the message is kept in the particular place until the message get transmitted or it is transferred to the destination. Then what about cache here? While coming to the cache, it is going to save the incoming messages. It is going to save the incoming messages, or I can say that it is going to store the incoming messages until those messages are saved in the module. Until those messages are saved in the module. Okay. Now we will be speaking about constrained restful environment here. So what do you mean by constrained restful environment? That is core here. So while coming to the core, IoT, that is Internet of Things, on the machine to machine devices will communicate between themselves in the LAN, that is local area network here. Now, the data that has been gathered from the one devices will be of around 10 second bytes there. Okay, so when you gather the data, enriching it, and you are consolidating the data from the number of devices, that time it will come around 100 seconds of bytes there. So the very small amount of data will be collected from every devices, so it will be consolidated together, it will be enriched. That time you will be having the 100 seconds bytes of the data there. Now gateway in the communication framework will be enabling the data of the network devices that communicate over the internet using the REST software architecture. So while coming to here, the gateway in the communication framework is going to enable the data of the networked devices. Data of the networked devices, which is going to work, or it is going to which will be using the internet using the REST software architecture. Now here the devices will be having the constraint, that is a sense that data is of very limited in size. The data will be of very limited in the size here. So what is going to happen here when the data is of very limited in the size? The devices will be having the constraint in the sense that their data is having the very limited size. When you are going to compare it with the data exchange between the web clients or the web services, which takes place using the HTTP or the TCP or the internet protocol. So while coming to the RESTful environment, which is core here, so it is, since it is of made up of very small size, but when you compare with the HTTP and the TCP or the IP protocols, which is will be used to transfer very huge amount of data. So if you compare it, these things with the those prominent protocols, then yes, you are going to have the limited size of data. Now, while coming to the another disadvantage, so you are going to have the constraint in the data routing. That is when the routing over the network of the low power and the loss here. So while coming to loss or the role here is a wireless network with the low power transfer. So it is having the low power. So what is going to happen when you have the low powers is there? When you have the low power, the the power required to keep the system active will also be very low there. So what is going to happen? Every time you may be present in a situation where your device will go under sleep mode. So if your devices is going under sleep mode, you have to awaken it every time. Awaken it by using the event, or you have to awaken it by using some requirement there, or through the action. Now while coming to here, the device's connectivity may also break for the long period when you have the low power supply. So your connection will break, or you have the limited intervals will be there, which will be having the loss environment, and you have the limited data size also. So these are the some of the constraints because of the core here. Now next is unconstrained environment. While coming to the unconstrained environment, web applications are going to use the HTTP and RESTful HTTP for the web client and the web server communication. The web object will going to consist of the thousands of bytes here. The data routes over the IP networks for the internet, and web application and services use the IP and the TCP protocols for the internet network and the transport. Now if you see this diagram here, so you can make out two parts here. One is with the core here, that is a constrained restful environment, and another one is with the unconstrained environment. So if you notice here, in all the time from the devices, you are going to only get the 10 seconds of bytes there. Okay, so whether it is device 1 or till device I, you are going to get the 10 second of the data. But what is done here is in the gateway you will be converting it, okay, from 10 bytes to hundreds of bytes, or from 10 bytes to thousands of bytes. Yeah. While coming to the TCP and HTTP, they have the very high performance, so they can send the large amount of data. But while coming to the core and these things, they are the having the very low power. Okay, so here I have the web connectivity using the COAP. So that time I'm going to have the role that is lost there, and I'm having the like 10 seconds bytes there. So I'll be making out of 100 second bytes that will be done here. While coming to the HTTP, that is unconstrained environment, I'll be making tens of bytes to thousands of bytes. Yeah. Message communication protocol. So while coming to the message communication protocol, as it is already mentioned, you will be having the protocol handler, message queue, and the message cache. Yeah. Now these let us see some of the terminologies. First one is request response, or the client and server. A request response message exchanges refers to an object, that is client, who is requesting for the resource. So client is a person or an object who is going to request for the resources, while coming to the person who sends the response. The person who request is a client. The person or the object that is going to response is called as server here. So when sending a request, a protocol adds the header words. When you're going to send the message or anything, your protocol will add the header words, and each header has its own fields. Now the fields, each fields will interpret the request at the receiver object. Next is publish and subscribe or PubSub. So while coming to the publish and subscribe or PubSub message, exchanges differs from request response. So while coming to here, the service in the PubSub is going to publish the messages. It is going to publish the message when a client is subscribed to the particular service, then only he is going to receive the message from that particular service. For example, some of them may be some of them might have been subscribed to the uh, weather report. So that time, the only people who are subscribed for the particular weather report, they are going to get the message or they are going to get the alert. What about others? Since they are not involved or since they are not having the subscription, then those people will not be given the messages. So next is publish, subscribe, messages protocol, provisions for the publication of the message and reception on the subscription, put and get month by the registered authenticated devices. So here you are going to have the publish, subscribe, messaging protocol is going to be there, and you will be implementing them based on the put and get methods. So here it is also helpful when you want to check the registered or the authenticated devices. Next is publication is measured values, is present in the measured values there. And while coming to the publication, the state of information or the response of one to another bytes. Yeah. Now coming to the subscription, subscription is resource type or of the topic. A separate subscription is required for each resources type or the topic. Next is resource directory. So while coming to the resource directory, it is going to maintain the information and the valuables for each resource types. A source of the resource type access from the RD using the URI or the browser. Next one is resource directory. So while coming to the resource directory, service may advertise, publish at the regular intervals the availability of the resources or the types of the resources available and their messages. So anyone can make use of utilize the facility here. Next is registration or the registration update. So while coming to the registration, the receiver is going to register with the service. Then okay. So while coming to the security consideration, will going to be required for the authentication of both the ends, that is service provider and the receiver. before the registration. A separate registration is also required for the each endpoint. Yeah. Now coming to the registration updation, updating for one or more endpoints and device or the nodes. Yeah, you can update the nodes, or you can update the registration things. Okay, so while coming to here, it will be also including the unregistering for one or more the endpoints. Now coming to the pull, subscribe or the notify. So pulling a resource value, message or data of the resource type by registering and unsubscribe. So what you guys are going to do, you are pulling the resources, you are taking the values, or you can message and or the data of the resource type at by the registering and by subscribing. Now while coming to pull, may be using the get on or off, initiating the observe here. Now coming to the server is going to maintain the state of information for the resources and notify that on the change of the state. Client pulls again the resource on the chart. Next is polling and observing here. Now while coming to the polling and observing, polling means finding from where new employees would be available or where the new messages are available for the updates. Yeah. Now you have to update the resources because it may be changed also. Now coming to the state, a connection or the disconnection, sleep, awake, created, alive, old values persisting the updated with the new value, that is get plus observe. So while coming to the observing, looking for the change if any of the state of the periodic intervals, that is observed. Now coming to the another one is push, publish, subscribe or the data here. So while coming to the push, it is a service that provides the messages uh, or the information regularly instead of device or the endpoint of the potential receiver receives the pushes here. So while coming to push is efficient compared to the polling, particularly when you are going to notify or sending the alerts. This is because also many instances of the pulling returns no date there, right? Now coming to the message cache. So message cache is a place there where you can store or store so that you can use them for the later purpose. Now while coming to the messages cache, it is useful in an environment of short or prolonged disconnection of the service. Now a message can be used to access once or more items from the cache also. Now coming to the information or a query, the method is that an object client request information using the query, while coming to the another object or that is a server is going to respond by replying to that particular query. Now coming to the responding application processes the query using the query optimizer and the retrieval plan. Now coming to the query processing, it will be using the database or the rescue directory research. Yeah. Next is message queue. So while coming to the message queue, You'll be storing the information, that is data, in a sequence from the devices or the endpoint, so that when the connection state changes, then the messages can be forwarded. A message forwards only once from the queue there. So separate queues are formed for each resource type here. So we have the different resource types are there, right? So they are separated based on their resource type. The messages are forwarded to the registered devices or the endpoints, and to the subscribed devices or the endpoint. Yeah. The separate registered devices or the endpoint list, and a separate subscription list is maintained when used for the new resource types. Yeah. So communication gateway protocol. Here we are going to see only some of the protocols. First one is simple object access protocol. So while coming to the simple object access protocol, it is also called as SOAP. The application is not needing to exchange objects on the internet using the protocol. So sometimes some of the softwares will not work on the very old PCs there. So action may be using the different languages and platforms. Then W3C has been approved the open source platform here, and the SOAP is a protocol for exchanging of the data between the application using the machine learning. Now it is also a protocol for the classes to a web service. Yeah. Now suppose SOAP will be specifying the format and the way of the telecommunicating the messages. Its usage is independent uh, of the application languages and the platform there. Now coming to it is extensible, and it also used for the APIs as for the web services and service oriented architecture. Now while coming to the SOAP functions, connect with the GUI applications to the web, where web servers using the standard of the internet, that is which is using HTTP and XML. Now coming to the RESTful, so RESTful is when all the interactions used in the application conform fully to the REST constraints, then these are called as RESTful. So while coming to the RESTful APIs, comply with these constraints and thus conform to the REST architecture style here. The services with the RESTful APIs adhere to the best REST architecture constraints here. The REST architecture style can be used for the HTTP, and it can also access the get, post and put and delete methods for reasons and building the web services. Next is RESTful HTTP verb here. So REST interfaces usually involve the resource responsibilities with the identifier. So next is get here. So while coming to the get here, command is to get the list of the URLs or URIs for resource repository of the resources and perhaps other details of the members in the repository. So you going to get to the URI for the resource directory repository of the resources. Now get is going to retrieve the representation of the resource item of the repository. Now next is post here. The command is going to create a newly entry in the resource repository for the resources. Here, the new entries URIs is assigned automatically to the and will be usually returned by the operation. Now, command put command is which will going to replace the entire resource repository with the another resources repository, replaces the resource item of the repository. Deletes the command which is used to so here the web objects will be taken. Next is WebSocket. So WebSocket is a IETF accepted protocol. So WebSocket API, that is WSAPI, W3C standard is Web Interface Design, which will be using WIDL. Now coming to the WebSocket, which is going to enable the bidirectional communication over the network of single communication. Then event listener is going to now event is meaning the occurrence of the new conditions. So occurrence of which is listed by the event listener function. Okay, so here occurrence of the new condition and occurrence of which is listed by the event listener function here. So here as soon as listening is going to take place and event holding the function is going to be executed, the handling function is called as callback action. So the handling function which executes is called as callback function. WSAPI will be having the attributes are URL, protocol, ready state, buffer, amount, and extendable. Okay, so these can be extendable. So the API functions are send the frame and a close socket. A frame contains the handler header plus the data. Now while coming to the WebSocket, it is going to enable the easier range of exciting infrastructure, authentication and the filtering the proxies. Now next is these are the features of the WebSocket. There has the very small header side, no new communication which will send the new trauma to the so protocol is independent TCP based protocol here. The protocol is going to use the default port number 80 for the regular communication, and it is going to make use of port number 443 and WSS for the WebSocket. So while coming to here, the regular one is having the protocol of around 80 TCP. So it will be based on that one. Now coming to the protocol is going to use that is 80 kilometer of the regular speed there. So and port is of 443 here. So protocol is intended to be compatible with the HTTP based server side software and intermediaries. So here using the port can be used by the HTTP and WebSocket clients talking to the server. Now the clients and the servers is going to exchange the messages after the successful handshake here. So after the connection is built up only, then it is going to send the message here. Now separate support from the intelligent business analyst application and processing. The web server or the XMPP server, gateway for the connecting the devices network with the IP network here. So thank you.